Hey everyone, Adam here, and today we're going to talk about Squarespace and is it right for you in your business, whether you own a business and you need a website to promote it, or if you're starting out building websites, is Squarespace the right tool to use for building websites, or are you an experienced agency or developer and you create websites? Is Squarespace going to be useful for your projects? We're going to talk about that today. So with Squarespace, one of the biggest things that I want to take note of is you can take care of so many things right from Squarespace that is very useful for your clients. So if you are creating a website for yourself, and one of the things I'll show you quickly at the bottom is their target market for Squarespace is small businesses, photographers, bloggers, artists, restaurants, musicians, weddings, students. Students is more about learning how to build websites, I imagine. So the biggest thing I've noticed here is that a lot of the websites that you're being creating are going to be very simple, more small business, locally focused websites that need a few different features. For example, photographers, they need to have the ability to showcase their portfolio. And then they also need to have the ability to maybe schedule a meeting or maybe someone to hire them or book them, like a form, right? Artists, they want to sell their paintings or their different artwork online, or they just want to showcase it. Squarespace allows that to happen very easily and quickly. Restaurants, showing a menu, being able to book a table with a third-party extension. Weddings, same thing. If you have a wedding venue or you do weddings in some capacity, a lot of these are very similar, right? You need to have information that's readily accessible that allows people to either buy it right then or book it or contact you. That is where Squarespace excels because they're able to create templates specifically geared towards these industries, and they allow you to have the features or integrations you need to be able to do it. So if you own a business, let's say you're a restaurateur, you own a restaurant and you need to create a website, you probably don't need to have a ton of pages on your website because most people who are going to a restaurant website are looking at two different things. They're looking at your menu and they're looking at your location. They want to know how to get there if they're heading there, or if they're researching restaurants, they're looking at what do you have to offer. Third party, they're going to be looking at reviews, right? They're probably not going to trust the reviews on your website, even if you integrate that, but they will look at reviews through Google or Yelp or all the other different third party review or listing services. So that's just something you need to know going into Squarespace, especially if you're creating websites or you're starting out creating websites. Squarespace is going to be great for those simpler projects that don't require a lot of customization. It's very straightforward. The tools are built in for those industries, right? Now, if you're going to get something more complicated, let's say you have a nationwide brand that sells products online, is Squarespace going to be able to handle that? The answer is probably yes in technical terms, but the sophistication of what the client will probably want for the ability to edit the product pages or to have customization on different elements on that page, you're probably going to run into more headaches than it is going to be worth, and it'd be easier to start with a different platform to allow you to be able to edit it easier and faster. Now, if it's a local mom and pop shop or a bakery shop that wants to do online ordering and they have 3 different options for online, Squarespace is going to handle that because you don't have too many complexities there. So you're starting to see the difference here. Squarespace is going to work great for those small businesses, for those smaller projects. I would say, I'm not trying to tell you how to price your projects, but if you're looking from a $10,000 website on down, Squarespace is probably going to be readily available to be a great solution for that price range. Going from, depending on how much time you're spending on design, if you're just using a template that Squarespace already has for you, you probably won't be getting to the $10,000 mark. You're probably getting into $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 mark to make sure that everything is set up. Now, the value add for you and for the business owner, if you are a business owner or if you're selling to businesses, is that you can integrate with the marketing tools they already have. There's integration already for APIs, so you can do the Google. You can integrate with e-commerce. You can have like TaxJar. There's ability for you to have a lot of third-party extensions that are already set up that makes your life easier as a developer or as a business owner. And you don't have to worry about it because it's already supported by Squarespace and by the company that has created the tool. So you're not editing or changing or coding anything. You're literally just syncing them together. And now that's not as exciting as building, and integrating APIs through custom code, But in all honesty, for maintenance purposes and for clients who actually want to pay for doing this type of work and they don't want to pay a huge monthly fee, they want to pay a small monthly fee per month to make sure their website works, this is going to be an ideal circumstance. So we're going over the websites, we're going over the different thing. And right here, the leader in website design, Squarespace prides itself on having great designs. And they honestly do have a very good design portfolio in the templates they have. They're very similar. They're very minimalistic. They're very simple designs that are effective. They have good call to actions. There's a big emphasis on images and the quality and being able to bring the different, the spacing, the white space, the different elements that are honestly make an attractive design are there. So if you're looking to go outside of that, you're not going to find it. You're going to have to bring that your own creativity in. But a lot of what's here is going to really give you a nice inspiration to get started, right? And that is the key. It's this is where you start from. When you're creating a website, Squarespace gives you enough inspiration to just get started, to build a website, to be inspired. Like looking at the templates, you're like, oh, I could use it for this client. Or looking at a different template, you're like, okay, that fits this industry. That's how you should look at Squarespace if you're starting out. If you have more experience and you know how to design websites and you're looking at it, you're probably not going to really care about those, besides the fact that you want to create a website that fits within the constraints of what Squarespace can do. So digging into this a little bit more and just talking about, is Squarespace right for you? In this context, to be very clear, if you were starting out in web design, Squarespace is going to be a great place to get started. It's pretty simple. It's easy to get started. It's easy to understand the process, and you can actually provide real value to your clients so that they can get a great website that looks great and functions well, and it's easy to maintain on their end, or you can even sell them on a simple maintenance package to help them make tweaks and changes every now and then. If you're a business owner and you're looking for a great website that you can get started with, and you're not looking to grow e-commerce, so you're not looking to grow in more, let's say, custom features such as complicated forms or quizzes, or being able to have certain types of animations on your website that would be specific to you, then 100% Squarespace is a great place to get started. Now, if you're a business that's looking to grow, you might want to expect to have to change platforms to a different one out of Squarespace in time, or you start with a different platform from the get-go and grow within that one, depending on your needs. And that's something that I would highly recommend consulting with a person who understands websites to make sure that the limitations of Squarespace or the other platforms you're talking about are going to fit with what you have. And you can take a look at our previous video of myself building a website and kind of exploring the tools and how Squarespace looks and what the limitations are and if it's right. And also another video where it's right for me. So I would highly recommend that in many respects. There's a lot of value in doing the research yourself and also just kind of consulting quickly with someone else to make sure you're on the right track and things are checking out from what you've already pretty much determined. So with that lens and how you're thinking, is Squarespace right for you? Maybe. You have to take a look at the project, take a look at the budget, take a look at what you're trying to do with it. If it fits within the realm of possibilities with Squarespace, highly recommend it. If it's something that you think would be better on WordPress or other things, there's great options out there for that allow you to do it. And I wish you all the best and happy designing, happy developing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what projects you can create and where you go in your business or in your web design business. So thank you for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions, any comments down below. If you like this video, if you have anything else you'd like to know, looking forward to talking with you more, and see you next time.